Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to your good old pal Wacky Wayfaring. And I do hope everyone is having a beautiful day out there. We are back at Satisfactory episode 5, ladies and gents. And thank you all for, well, let's just start this episode off by saying thank you all for enjoying the last few episodes that I have released. I really do appreciate each and every single one of you watching at the end of the day. That being said, I just want to start this off by saying apologies for replying to my comments just now because I have recorded the previous episode the same day that I recorded the episode before that. Just so you all are well aware, I haven't ignored any of the comments. I just replied to it now. That being said, I want to start this off by replying to my very first comment, Gamer Penguins. Thank you very much for replying on the question that I had previously, stating, do I do some things off cam or on cam? And you raised a fair question over there though. If I die and I do things off cam, you wouldn't know about it. So I'm gonna do everything on cam from this point forward. As for the reason why I merged the conveyor belts to the first two smelters into one constructor, it's actually been split up into two constructors to begin with. I'll show that in the next building that I'm gonna be building this episode. Now, without further ado, ladies and gents, let's get back to Satisfactory. So, I had an epiphany. That factory over there is highly inefficient and it's not in the place that I want to place it to begin with. There's no place for my main hub to begin with. So we're going to be building a factory completely separate from that one into its very own with the next building that I'll be building. So before we do that, let's go ahead and grab a few rods, a few screws, a few plates, and maybe some more concrete as well. Right. Let's go back to the main hub real quick and I will share what I'm going to be building over there. That being said, all of these miners will have to be reconnected and it's going to be a pain in the butt. Not gonna lie. Also, things may sound different because I split up my game audio from my stream on Twitch to my stuff on YouTube. So I'm slowly getting things together, basically. Right, with that out of the way, thank goodness for that. Right, let's get this placed. I didn't get all the concrete that I needed, but we'll go and grab concrete as needed. I'm pretty sure we won't need it for this little setup over here. That being said, I do want to make use of a few things. It being the hot part because quick slots is a thing. So give me a moment to set that up and I will see you all shortly. Alright, ladies and gents, and I am back. Sorry about that. Right, now with that out of the way, finally, at long last, we get to do a few things that I've wanted to do for a little bit now, to be honest. And that would be to finally, at long last, get our main factory up and running. So for the main factory, I will be doing this in particular, right? I will be placing one of these things over here, real quick, right? And then I'll be placing a ramp over to the side real quick, like so, because we really do need this to begin with to get this place up and running. Right, this is it, we're good to go. Let's go 10 10 10. I'm gonna make a 10 long and 10 wide in width, basically. So it's gonna be something like this. 2 3 4 5. And now that I know that's basically 5, I'm going to be placing one lookout tower over here. Yeah, that's a lot more clean, to be honest. Having the ability to work with hot slots is a thing of beauty, in all honesty. So, don't you just love the in-game volume? I gotta be careful with that though. Because of the way I'm talking, right? If I go and do something like this can get pretty loud for some time, so it is what it is. Okay, enough about that. That's about 5 out, right? So I know that's 5 out. Let's get the rest of this placed across and then we'll be going at it. So I'm gonna zoop this 5 wide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then that's gonna be 10 outwards. So that's gonna be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That's going to have... I know physics is not a thing, but for the sake of my own damn sanity. Listen, I know physics isn't a thing, but for my own sanity, I'm doing this. Sheesh. Alright, that's a little bit better. Right, moving on. This is gonna be 10 outwards again. That is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this is going to go across like so, and we will be essentially golden. Right, with that out of the way, I finally get to fill this whole thing in. That's gonna be a lot of fun. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna fill this whole thing in really quickly. I'll see you all shortly. Alright, ladies and gents, and the whole thing has been filled out. Now with that out of the way, let's set up our smelters, our whole assembly line, and I'll explain exactly how I'm putting things, why I'm putting things the way I do, and stuff like that for this build. Because this is going to be the main base, not the starter base. We already did the starter base. This is going to be the main base for phase 1. Right, and from there on we'll be expanding and upgrading as time goes by. That's gonna be a fun one though. So I'm gonna have to place down a few smelters over here and so forth. So let's get that out of the way real quick, and I'll explain a few things as I do so. And I just now forgot that I had a hotbar to begin with because of that. So that's gonna be 4, 6. No, that's gonna be 8. Already I'm getting confused. Right, so I'll be placing down a smelter over here on the very edge of this thing over here to begin with, just because that's where our input will be going. I'll explain why in just a little bit, as soon as I get this fixed and figured out. Right, that looks okay. That looks like it's not gonna clip through anything. That's beautiful right there. Right. You may have heard that. It's thunder outside. Where I'm living at, it's currently raining. And that scared the living shit out of me, not gonna lie. So the main reason why I wanna do this the way I'm doing it currently, right? Is because 1, it looks good, 2, it looks clean, and 3, it's gonna work, basically. So essentially I want 6 smelters up and running. Right, so that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's gonna be 4, that's gonna be 5, and that's going to be 6. And the reason why I did it, the place that I did it to begin with, is because it fits my initial design to begin with. Right. So that's out of the way. Now I want to lift these up, basically, right? I do want to lift these up. I'm gonna lift these up because they will be going into all that. I made a mistake already. This needs to go into splitters. My bad. Already we face a problem. This needs to be going into splitters. Give me a minute and I will fix this. See you all shortly. Alright, smelters have been fixed. Let's go ahead and place down the initial splitters real quick. And I'll explain a few things as I do this. So the reason why I want splitters in here to begin with, right, is because this will be powering up 2 smelters off of 1 ore belt to begin with. Each belt taking in about 60 ore. So each smelter going out with 30 ore. It producing essentially a whole bunch of ingots using 30 ore per minute. If I remember right. Yeah, using up 30 ore per minute, every belt, every Mark 1 belt using about 60 ore per minute. Splitting it 3 ways goes 30 into one smelter, 30 into the second smelter. That's basically what it is. Right, so with that out of the way, let's get the rest of the splitters up and running and we'll be golden essentially. And with that out of the way, we're good to go. So I'm just gonna quickly put the input in here to begin with so that everything looks a little bit nicer. Because the input for this will be going out from the outside inwards. Yeah, okay, I just need to make this look good, basically. Alright, see, that doesn't look good. Hold on. Let's fix that with a stand. I hope this works. I really do hope this works. Right, that's sorted out and everything else. So essentially I want to connect these two up really quickly to the smelters. And I'll explain a few things later on with my constructors. Alright, that's gonna go inwards here, so that's gonna divide it up equally between all my smelters, it being 1 set per mine. So I have 3 mines up and going. Well, I got 2 mines up and going, but I remember vaguely having a 3rd mine off in the distance as well. Somewhere, we just gotta find it. Because I want to connect 3 mines up to these smelters to begin with to make things as efficient as possible, right? So what I'm gonna be placing next will be a few vertical things to begin with for my conveyor belts. So this thing over here will be feeding it from the outside inwards. So that's gonna go roughly over there. And that's gonna be going out at it ever so often around all the sides over here. That's basically where my input will be going into for the most part. So with that connected and out of the way, hopefully everything will be working the way it's intended to work. We'll find that out at the end of this whole design. So next up I want to place down a few mergers to begin with, because it needs to feed into somewhere, right? It just needs to. So essentially I want to place this the way it's meant to be placed over here. Just because I want to balancing out things out. I want to balance things out to begin with. I really do. So we'll balance things out by doing it this way as well. So that's going to be placed over there. And that's going to be placed over there, basically. This way everything works nice and neatly together. This will be going into there. That's gonna be going into there. That's gonna go in there. That's gonna go in there. So on and so forth. And next up, I want a splitter across this section as well. So I'm gonna utilize one splitter going inwards. And I'll be doing that for every single one of these as well in the meantime. And with that out of the way, let's get the belts up and running real quick. And that is good to go. Right. Essentially now I want to place a few constructors. Right. So the main reason why I have it set the way I do is so that I can place the constructors over here as effectively as possible. So one constructor will be going out that way, the other one will be going out this way. Making a nice even line in between this. Well, it needs to be a nice even line actually. Give it a minute. I'll fix it, give it a minute. It needs to make a nice even line between this little smelter over here. That's working, right. So that's gonna make a nice even little line in the middle of the splitter over here, making it possible for me to do something like this to keep it nice and clean. That one will be making me iron plates, the other one will be making me iron rods, then iron screws, so on and so forth. Let's get this out of the way really quickly and we'll go on to the next phase of our little operation. And with that out of the way, we have our screw set, our plate set, the wakes. So I'm gonna go from right to left with plate, screws, so on and so forth, right? So this one will be making us iron plates. The second one will also be making iron plates. It making 30 per minute. Hence the reason why I have the belt split up the way I did. Right, so this one will be feeding in all my copper bars over this way. It essentially feeding in 60 bars per minute. Then it's gonna split these 60 bars up into 30 bars per minute, one over there, one over there. I could have done it a whole lot differently, a lot more simpler, but I wanted to do this for the sake of being able to balance everything out to begin with. Otherwise, nothing will be balanced and there will be backlog when it comes down to dealing with screws in general. And you want the screws to be as effective as possible once we unlock the ability to underclock things. So this is essentially future-proofing the whole setup, right? So this is going to be my plates going in that way, my rods going in this way as well. It being at 15 rods per minute, it essentially giving out and taking 15 bars per minute. Does that make sense? I hope it does. I have a tendency to explain things in a way that it doesn't make sense at all. So once we have the ability to overclock things and underclock things, then things will be a little bit more simpler and so on and so forth. Now I can't do screws just quite yet, so this one will be feeding rods into there as well, and then we'll have the screws set up more along the lines of the middle section. Why not? Yeah, the middle section. Two being rods, two being screws, so on and so forth. So essentially what I want to do now is have a merger going out this way. No, hold on. Not a merger. Not a merger. No. Actually, yeah, a merger. Hold on. Let me think about it. Right, yeah. One merger going out this way again. And the main reason for this is because I want to keep everything nice and level. Right, now we can afford to have a splitter going out this way. And I know I could simplify things, but I like having things this way to begin with because peace of mind for the most part. Right. And essentially I want to be able to make 2 sets of screws to begin with. One to store, one to use for part assembly, basically. So I'm gonna follow the exact same line of thinking that I was following earlier, with it being this way, nice and even across, which is absolutely fantastic. As you can see, nice in between the middle. And this will be feeding belts into here. And I keep forgetting about my hotbars that I have set to begin with. I really do need to get into the habit of doing things with the hotbars, because it's gonna make life a whole heck of a lot easier. This will be having screws. This will be having screws. Screws, not copper sheets. Screws, you think. There you go. Right. And then afterwards, we will be placing down my storage system as well. The storage system being all the way over here. So the reason why I'm doing things like this is because I need a lot of room to begin with for this whole operation. Right? And I'm just gonna climb onto one tower really quickly, making this go out one more foundation. Yes, I know it's a lot cheaper using the other foundations, but I'm already committed to this one. And then I can finally have my lookout tower placed as well, which is absolutely beautiful, might I add. And this is only 30 minutes in and I already have it set up. Yeah, I kind of had it planned beforehand to begin with. I'm gonna make my factory and so on. I have the blueprint inside of my head for the most part, because I can't really go into details when planning these things out to begin with. I kind of have it set up on my head as well. So that's gonna go out this way. That's gonna be in one block each, basically. So I'm just gonna set this up real quick, and that's gonna be 6 if I'm not mistaken. And then I can just connect these things up with a few belts as well. Let's get that sorted out really quickly, eh? Nice and clean. Now the main reason why I have everything fed into its own separate little storage. Yes, I know I don't need all the space, but I like having things clean to begin with. Alright? It's just the way it is. Plus, who knows, there might be future plans going in this way where I will require splitters to begin with to do a few more things. Essentially, future-proofing this whole operation to begin with. Splitting things 3 ways, so on and so forth. You get the gist of it. So this will be going in this way, and then we'll need part assembly going up another way. Now, I don't have part assembly planned out just quite yet. So we're just going to leave things as is for now. And I'm going to take some power to this base as well. Essentially connecting everything up the way it needs to be connected. So let's start off with our very first belt. Right over here. You heard me right. And I will be putting it right over this way. That's gonna take all the material inside of here and put it up inside over there into its own little smelter. I'm gonna do the exact same thing for all 3 of my smelters. Well, the rest of the 2 smelters left on the map. I'll show you where the other smelter is at and we'll find it together. But for now, I'm just gonna be using this one because it makes a lot more sense doing so. And I'm gonna clean up the rest of this belt line as well. While at it, I don't need to show you all of this to begin with for the belt section of the thing. Don't worry, there's no creatures hereby, I won't die. I'll be right back, folks. Right, ladies and gentlemen, time to go find out where the third miner is located. Found you. Right over there in the distance. You see that little thing over there? That's our miner, basically. I had a feeling. Right, let's get that out of the way and set up as well. And we will be golden, essentially. Heck yeah. I also gotta power this thing to the grid to begin with. So we'll get right on there as soon as I power up the rest of our little part of our production line as well. Don't worry, I'm getting everything done this episode. I kinda wanna dive into the main source of things to begin with, our part assembler. There you go. That's the words I was looking for. Later on, once we have the awesome shop uncovered, we'll be golden for aesthetics and stuff like that. For now, I just need a factory that works, and that's gonna be beautiful, basically. Right, that's been connected up. Let's go power up the grid real quick, and we will get right on to it by building the next stage of our little factory as well. Oh, that's gonna be beautiful. That is gonna be beautiful. Right, that's gonna go over this way. Nice and easy. That's gonna go over this way. Also nice and easy. As soon as I can find the place to put this. Come on now. I had you, you son of a gun. Ah, right over here. Why not? And that's gonna go over this way as well. Just to be safe. Because this will be powering these two over here. And I know it looks like it's messy, but it's not. This will be powering this little section over here. And this will be powering this little section over here. It essentially being split 3 ways. 4 ways if you count this little number over here. See, we have a problem already. Never mind. There was one over this way that wasn't. Yeah, this one split 3 ways. Right. We will be taking this little one over here and splitting it towards over this side. That's gonna be hooked into there. That's gonna go out that way. And it's basically just cabling to begin with for the rest of this factory. So I'll meet you guys and girls shortly. Right, and we are golden. Let's get this factory up and running, shall we? By feeding in our very first ingots of life. Now, what's going on over here? Weird. This is supposed to be working. Hold on. It should work now. There you go. Why is it not working? What's going on? You should be feeding into there. Why are you not feeding in? Production. Oh, it's because it's on standby. That's why. Duh. I forgot that I had one of these set to standby mode. Right, this should be feeding in or any minute now. And that's gonna power our whole supply chain basically. So all of these are busy working. This is essentially pushing out evenly, might I add, into these constructors as well. Nothing is slowing down at all, which is absolutely amazing. Nothing is slowing down at all. Everything is going exactly the way it's supposed to be going, which is absolutely amazing. And this is essentially making us our whole operation to begin with. Now, as soon as we have screws coming in, we should be good to go in theory. That being said, let's get the rest of our supply chain up and running with a few more things like power. So essentially I had a whole line dedicated to power, right? We're going to be making a separate biomass factory as well along the lines to get this all set up underway. But before we do that, we need to establish a place for our main hub to begin with, because that's also going to help out at the end of the day. So let's have a place for our hub, it being about this way. That's going to go something like this. Yeah. And then that's going to go 2, 3, 4, 5 out this way. Hopefully that works. Yes and no at the same time. We'll have to add in a ramp for this one to begin with. And I'll do just that in a little while. Whew. That took me quite a bit, not gonna lie. Right, let's put our main hub over this way. Nice and easy. You can only build one. Right. I'm just gonna quickly go and sort this whole mess out. And I'll be right back, folks. And I am back. Let's go. Time to place our main hub in our main space right over here. So essentially I want the hub going in this way. It's not gonna be powering anything whatsoever, don't worry about that, but it will look great if I do this. So that's off to the side where I can have a nice little overview of my whole world, and this is where I have a nice little overview of my factory going on as well. That being said, we need to place down an equipment workshop as well to get things nice and even, because we will be doing quite a few things with the equipment workshop further down the line as well, which is absolutely essential. And I think having an equipment workshop right over this way will work beautifully for one particular reason. I have the space outside, I have the space inside. Not only does it fit my whole factory to begin with, but it looks great and there's no hiccups whatsoever. That being said, ladies and gents, that's my little space of haven for my hub to begin with. And this is the heart of the whole factory. Now I want to place down a power supply for the most part. So I gotta work on a power source at the end of the day, right? It's just the way it's gonna be. I already forgot about my hot part again. That's fine. That's gonna go out this way. And this is gonna be the heart of my little power facility to begin with. I'm kinda essentially mirroring it with the hub in general, Because I'm gonna have resources going in one way and resources going out the other way, I kinda wanna learn how to use a thing called manifolds, which is gonna be freaking awesome, not gonna lie. So essentially, I need a few things up and running, right? I need storage, for one, and I also need constructors, it being the other one. But let's focus on the main thing, storage. Right, storage is gonna go out this way, because this is where I'll be placing all of my materials, my biomass, my wood and my leaves, basically. Right, wood and leaves gets placed over here. Hold on, I kinda wanna make it look nice. Give me a minute. Yeah, I'm a sucker for aesthetics, so sue me. Right, that's gonna go out this way. That's gonna be my leaves and my wood. Right, then over this way we will have a constructor for the both of them. This time around for the both of them. Going out this way. And that's going to be connected up as well. I keep forgetting about the damn hotbars. That's going to be connected up as well. One will be wood, one will be leaves, yada yada yada. I need a constructor going in this way, because this will be producing my biofuel for the most part. So I need this to be squared right in the middle. Actually, hold on. We need a merger going out this way first. Right, that's gonna be squared right in the middle. Something like this. Hold it. Perfecto. This is gonna go out this way. This is gonna go out this way. Oh, come on. It worked previously. Why wouldn't it work now? It's not 100% in the middle, is it? Yeah, that's why. Duh. Yeah, no doy. Okay, place that 100% in the middle so that I can essentially do this and be an absolute badass. Right. This is gonna be the heart of my whole factory. Right? This is gonna go out this way. No, this way. That's gonna be producing my biofuel. And now I need to mirror this exact same layout once more, because I noticed that I did things a little bit oddly, and I apologize for that. It's fine though, don't worry about it. It all works out at the end of the day. It does all work out to begin with, because this needs to go out 5 wide again. So that's gonna go out 1, 2. That's thunder off in the distance, if you heard that. 3. Actually, that is perfect just the way it is. It doesn't need to go out any more than this to begin with. Never mind, we're good to go on power. Right. So now I want to place down a few more things. It being biomass burners. That's gonna have about... That's gonna go into a source of its very own. That's gonna be manifolds. Right. So I gotta have this belt going out this way. I'm just gonna use the straight tool over here for the sake of convenience. That's gonna be going out this way as well. That's gonna go into a splitter over this way. That will be going out this way as well. That's gonna go into a splitter. And this will be going into our biomass burners as well. So the biomass burner is being this way. It's gonna go 1. As soon as I find the right... It's because I have it connected, isn't it? Yeah, that's exactly it. Now, I don't remember if I had one place for this, but oh well, that's what it is. Why does this not wanna... Dude, will you work, please? See, that's what needs to happen right there, but it doesn't happen at all. I need you to go this way. Inside of this thing, buddy. It doesn't want to do the thing. Why not? Is it not placed onto the wall grid? Is that it? Hold on. Let's try this again. It needs to go. It needs to come out 1 anyways to begin with. It definitely needs to. Right, it's gonna be a merger. Going out this way. So it's gonna look like something like this. Okay, hold on. No wonder. Hold on. I kind of miscalculated something. Apologies. I needed to go 6 wide, not 5. My bad. For the sake of this looking absolutely phenomenal, I kinda had to do it that way. Right. That is out of the way. That is out of the way. Let's get the... biomass burners up and running. Now that I finally have this going in, we should be golden. So that's just gonna get mirrored all the way over this way. That's gonna be 2, 3, 4, 5 going out this way. Right, give it a minute. We'll be having belts, we'll be having mergers, we'll be having splitters, mainly splitters. That's gonna come out this way. Hold on. I kinda made a mistake. This little splitter needs to go out this way next. There you go, that's better. There's the input I need. Okay, and I kinda wanna place down this over here. So now I need to rotate this, basically. Right. This is gonna be my first time using one of these things to begin with. I haven't got a clue how this is gonna work. I haven't got a clue if this is gonna work. All I know is it needs to work. So I gotta place 1 more row of foundations out this way, just to make it all fit in nice and even. I kinda essentially want 10 biomass burners up and running at the same time. Hence the reason why I'm choosing to do it this way to begin with. Because at the end of the day, we need things to not only look good, but fit the part as well. Hence the reason why I'm gonna be doing this. And for this, I need more wire. So ladies and gents, I'll be right back with a lot of wire. I'll see you all shortly. And I am back with a boatload of wire, folks. It's beautiful. So let's get the rest of this operation underway so that we can call it a day for the most part. And then hopefully in the next episode we'll be getting into part assembly as well. Right. So I'm just gonna quickly do this. Get this all set up underway as well. And then I'm just gonna copy and paste right beside each other. 1, 2, 3, 4, And I need more iron plates. And I got all the wire that I needed to begin with. Now let me just see that I did the right thing. One over this way, one over this way. Yeah, I didn't really do the right thing to begin with. I kind of made an error on my part, but that's fine. Essentially, we'll have one more than I initially thought we did. That's absolutely fine. We don't really need this one. I just needed this one to use for the sake of lining these two up to begin with. Now that I look at things. Yeah, they're more or less placed. They place evenly, more or less. Right. I just had to check something really quickly. Right. We're good to go with this. Let's place the rest of this as well, and we will be golden for power. 1, 2, 3. That's going to be 4. And that's going to be 5 over there. And that is our whole operation, basically, up and running. As soon as I get it up running, that is. So let's connect all of these real quick, and we'll be golden, essentially. I do hope that I did these manifolds correctly. I really do hope so, because setting all of this up again is going to be a pain in the ass. Right. So that's essentially connected to there. That's going to be feeding in biomass all the way over to this way. I'm just going to have the straight tool enabled for the sake of convenience. And then that's going to be connected over there. I kind of need that out of the way. There you go. And then we'll be placing these over here, connecting everything up like so. Immediately there's my first problem. Right, I need a few of these things placed together really quickly to get everything else nice, neatly and sorted. So let's get that underway real quick, and then we should be, in theory, golden. Right, and with that out of the way, let's get the rest of this connected up. And that is essentially golden. That's our manifold, nice, neatly and organized as well, with everything going in the way it's supposed to be going and powering up everything that it needs to be powering up as well at the end of the day. And as time progresses, so will this little factory that I have cooked up over here as well, it being our biomass burners to begin with. If I need to improve on it, there is room for improvement for future projects, with this being the way it's set up to begin with. It essentially feeding all my resources from this from these manifolds in all the way to my biomass burners to begin with. Nice and neat, well organized, and if you don't believe me, well, let's let the lookout tower speak for itself real quick. And all of this is working. It will all be working to begin with, soon as I get my very first production of biofuel up and running, which needs to happen now to begin with, because we need to set this whole thing up and connect it and make it independent from that monstrosity over there. That being said, ladies and gents, this is gonna be it for this episode. And next episode, you will see this whole factory come alive as well when we expand to the second floor of this base to begin with. But that being said, let's go and push the big red button to get the awesome sink unlocked, or rather the awesome shop unlocked as well. We kind of have to, you know, end every episode on a big red button. It just needs to be done, folks. Well, let's go have a look at our little factory, how it's doing, which is absolutely freaking fantastic. Everything is being processed, everything is working the way it's supposed to, which is absolutely amazing. Let's go push the big red button. Provided we can. Please tell me we can. Can we? Can we? Can we? Can we? Yes. No, we can't. We need a few things. Just a few things. And we will be getting those things real quick. Right. We have everything except for concrete. I'm just gonna go and get some concrete and I'll see you all shortly. Right, ladies and gents, and I am back with quite a few things, it being concrete. Let's push the big red button, get the awesome shop unlocked, and get some things going as well.
Milestone reached. You have been given access to the anti-waste effort for stress testing of materials on Exoplanet's bonus program, also known as Awesome. Your awesome input allows Fixit to comprehend our amazing universe more clearly. In appreciation of this,
There
we
it
have
goes.
generously set up an internal, closed economy with exclusive rewards and currency. Directing
There it goes,
parts of
it's
varying
gone.
quantity and complexity into the awesome resource sink will grant Fixit coupons. These coupons can be redeemed in the Awesome Shop for highly desirable items such as new foundations, walls, factory attachments, cosmetics, parts, and more. Next time you have additional resources, just remember to go that extra kilometer. Go awesome.
Beautiful, and we will be doing that eventually. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for sticking around with me. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. If you did, feel free to leave a like and subscribe down below for future episodes further down the line as well. That being said, if you haven't already, feel free to check out the description for all of our socials, including, yes, our link to Twitch and our Discord. It's a fun little place to hang out if you do want to hang out over there. I do stream a variety of games every day from Mondays till Saturdays, 10 p.m. GMT. For those of you that didn't know yet, if you go towards Eastern Standard Time, EST would be 6 hours behind GMT, it being South African time to begin with. That being said, ladies and gents, I'll leave you all over with stay safe, have fun, and I will catch you beautiful people in the next one. Ciao for now, folks.